Title: My wife finished breakfast, stood up, and said, "I have a flight in 3 hours." My ex-husband invited me on a month-long trip for his birthday, then grabbed a suitcase and vanished. When she got back, her key didn't work. Start: She finished breakfast without looking at me once. The clink of her spoon against the bowl sounded final, like punctuation at the end of something already dead. Then she stood, wiped her mouth, and said, almost casually, "I have a flight in 3 hours." My ex-husband invited me on a month-long trip for his birthday. She said it like she was announcing the weather. Then she grabbed a suitcase that had already been packed. I didn't ask questions. I didn't shout, didn't plead. She waited for a reaction, maybe a jealous outburst, maybe a fight she could walk away from with righteous fury. But I gave her nothing. Just a quiet nod. She left, shutting the door behind her like she was closing a chapter. She thought she'd written the ending. She was wrong. We'd been married 6 years. I met her when I was still naive enough to believe love meant loyalty. She was radiant, sharp, charming, with a confidence that could light up a room. I was the man who fell for the illusion. She made me feel chosen. For a while, that was enough. But cracks started to show. Subtle things. A password changed without reason. Late nights justified by work. A new perfume, never used around me. The way her phone always faced down. The night before that breakfast, she called someone babe by mistake. I caught it. She brushed it off as a joke. But something in her eyes told me the truth had already left her mouth before her mind could stop it. That's when the pain hardened into purpose. For the next month, I moved like a ghost in my own home. While she was laughing on beaches and sipping cocktails with her ex, I was collecting. Quietly, methodically. I hired a private investigator. Not to catch her in a hotel room. That was too easy. I wanted everything. Bank records, transfers, the credit card she'd opened under my name, the loan she took pretending to be me. She'd already begun hollowing out my future. I started smiling again around her sister Nora. She was everything my wife wasn't. Measured, kind, and honest to a fault. We'd always been polite acquaintances, nothing more. But I needed an ally, someone who would see what I saw. I didn't seduce her, I told her the truth. Slowly, carefully, showed her evidence. The look on Nora's face when she realized what her sister had done, it wasn't anger, it was heartbreak. But she stood by me. Together, we built a plan. Before my wife's plane even touched down after her romantic getaway, I'd already emptied the accounts she'd opened in my name. Legally, through a fraud report I filed weeks prior. Every transaction she made was already flagged. Every dollar she spent was marked as stolen. I had the locks changed. I had the house title transferred to my name alone, something she hadn't noticed when I refinanced the mortgage without her signature. Her name, her access, her security, gone. Then I wrote the letter. A yellow envelope. My handwriting, neat, deliberate. I pinned it to the front door where I knew she'd see it before she realized her key no longer worked. When she came back, it was evening. She wore the same smirk she always did when she thought she was in control. The key rattled, once, twice, then stopped. Confusion crept across her face. She bent down, saw the envelope, and tore it open. Inside, "You didn't cheat on me. You betrayed me. There's a difference. The house isn't yours anymore. Neither is the money. You wanted freedom? You have it now. Consider this your clean start." I watched from across the street, inside Nora's car. She read it 3 times. Then the mask cracked. Her voice broke through the calm of the night, screaming, sobbing, pounding on the door. "This isn't cheating. I didn't lie to you. How could you throw me out on the street without a penny?" Her words echoed through the empty street. I almost pitied her. Almost. Then Nora stepped out of the car. My wife froze when she saw her sister walking up the driveway with calm steps. "Give me your suitcase," Nora said. Her voice was steady. "You're not staying here tonight." My wife blinked. "What are you talking about? You're taking his side?" Nora didn't answer right away. She pulled a spare key from her pocket and opened her front door, the one across the street. She looked back at me, then at her sister. "You can stay with me tonight," she said, "but only long enough to face what you've done." My wife's face drained of color. "You told her?" she whispered, staring at me. I nodded once. "She deserved to know," I said. Over the next few weeks, she learned what real loss felt like. Her job found out about the fraud. Her ex-husband, the one she'd left me for, turned out to be married again. He blocked her number within days. The bank froze her accounts. The world she built on lies collapsed one brick at a time. She called me once. Her voice was small, almost gentle. "I never wanted to hurt you," she said. I let the silence hang before I replied. "You didn't hurt me," I said. "You trained me, and I learned fast." Then I hung up. Nora and I never became lovers. That wasn't the point. We shared truth, not revenge. She sold her sister's car to pay off part of the debt. I didn't stop her. Some lessons need to sting. The last I heard, my ex-wife moved to another city, working part-time jobs, trying to rebuild. Maybe she'll find peace. Maybe she won't. I don't care. People call it cruel, what I did. I call it balance. She thought betrayal was a game of emotions. I reminded her it was a game of consequences. Sometimes, late at night, I still remember that morning. Her spoon against the bowl, her voice, calm and sure, saying she had a flight in 3 hours. And I smile. Because the flight wasn't the start of her freedom. It was the beginning of her fall. And I made sure the landing was hard.